Hello and welcome to the Legends of Tabletop podcast. We're getting ready to jump into session 17 of our Runners campaign. Runners is a core-based core. Wow, we should maybe start this all over again. Runners uses core as a system that whatever you guys get, you watch the show. It's fine. I'll probably edit this out. But yeah, Jesse, why don't you recap this?
All right. So last time, after kind of throwing coming to the realization they need to get Marla out, all that kind of stuff. They Smokey smuggles Marla into the offices. They steal a suit. They get her out. And after kind of getting Marla out into the ether in order and kind of hoping that she's going to make it safe back to Tzaine, they kind of come to the decision that they're not good here, right? They're not good in Ingram. Based on what they know, what they've done, there's kind of that chance that everything might fall apart if they stay here. Between helping Marla, between Brock being there, and him needing help, there's just a lot going on, and so they decide they need to get out as well. Huxley snuck into the hospital to steal some equipment so that they can kind of set Brock up in his own little kind of hermetically sealed container during the run. And Smokey and Zuchy were getting everything kind of set up, ready to go. They have all three suits in Huxley's backyard as they kind of get everything ready to go. When suddenly there's a light that turns on, and Miss Joanna is standing on the back porch and yells out to them, "What the fuck is going on?"
And go.
And so literally she's standing there, she's flat, she has a flashlight in hand, and she's kind of shining it on the suits, on going between all three of them. Are you two right now in your suits, or are you still outside waiting for Huxley to come back?
I would think waiting for Huxley, but
yeah, I don't think we'd be in our suits until we're ready to go.
Sounds good.
Did we have our suits with us? Did we take the suits over to the shed?
Yeah, remember, so Huxley and Zuchy actually ran, you ran your suits over from the very beginning.
Okay.
And then, yeah, Smokey, when you went back. Oh, actually, no. Remember, all three of you went back into the headquarters anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had that scene where you're going down the stairwell, where Huxley is they're all in the suits, but Huxley is holding on to the railing, walking down the stairs, and Smokey just kind of barrel asses his way down, and Zuchy like martial arts jumps down the center. And so yeah, all three of you have your suits, because you basically grabbed them with the intention of hightailing it out here, but you had to get Brock set up first.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I know I'm definitely not in mine because I was sneaking around the hospital.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. What kind of role?
All three suits are in the backyard right now. I was just wondering if Smokey and Zuchy would be in theirs waiting for Huxley to come back, or if you'd be kind of hanging out waiting for that to happen.
Yeah, I think we would wait. So what kind of role do I need to point and yell, Miss Joanna, look over there, and then we run away? Is that a high roll, or?
I mean, you could absolutely just run away. you would be leaving your suit behind.
Yeah. Is that Hux? Oh.
Oh, hey, Hux, good to see you again. Dust cloud behind you.
Exactly. Exit stage left.
Yeah. So yeah, she has the flashlight, and you can't really, between the porch light being turned on, her holding the flashlight, you're basically you hear her voice and you see kind of the outline of her almost through the light. But you can't see facial expression or anything like that from what's going on. But you can see the spotlight of the flashlight, like almost frantically going between like suit to suit to suit, then to the two of you, then back to a suit.
I can imagine what her facial expression is. I don't have to.
So she yells at you again. What are you doing here?
The question, because I forget, is Brock in the container, or is he just sitting there? Or okay, so she technically can't see him.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
You've kind of gotten him comfortable in the container. He's not strapped up to. It's not strapped up to a suit yet. It's basically like a box sitting on the ground, and you've like made him comfortable with like pillows and some blankets and everything, making sure that he's like cocooned in there.
So
you're also waiting for Huxley to come back to hook up the oxygen and everything first.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was gonna say Huxley's not back yet, so if I have to shoot Miss Joanna, we can blame someone else, right? I'm kidding. So this container, is it?
Well, you guys are doing everything except answering the question.
All right. Well,
Hey,
hey,
we're not on trial here. You are. What?
No, that's coming. I know.
Yeah, exactly.
Smokey will look to Miss Joanna and I was going to say feign surprise, but feign is the wrong word. He will try to act surprised, like, whip around, like turn around real quick and say, "Oh shit, you scared the crap out of me." Obviously you've seen some weirdness going on around here. I'm thinking of the explosion and all that. We just got a call from Briston that we have a really important run to do, and we just happen to be close by in the barracks, so we got roped into it. So we're just getting ready to go out and do this run for him.
Give me a charm roll.
Why couldn't I use demolition? No, but I guess I do have that now, right? So
you do, yeah.
4.
All right.
I rolled a 4.
You rolled a 4. Plus you have your talker as well.
Yeah, exactly.
So is that with that?
No, so that would be 5 then, right?
Okay, Hey, there you go.
Come on, Kevin.
All right, so
much. It's 4 plus 1. Come on.
So
it's
yeah, as
we're really early.
Yeah, really.
Right, sure.
I don't know what you thinking,
So yeah, she's you're kind of talking, and the light, when you start to talk, it like hits on you. Right? So you're like kind of like shielding your eyes and you're talking and everything. And as you do, you see the light kind of goes away from your face and kind of settles down a little bit lower, and then you see it not slowly, but calmly move over to Huxley's suit. And she says, all right, Huxley, All right, come on out. You know, I didn't realize y'all were back here. Okay.
Huxley's Huxley's not here. He went to go get some last supplies. As I said, this was kind of an emergency, last minute urgent kind of thing that Bristol gave us. So we were trying to get our suits and everything, and Huxley went back to grab the last bit of supplies he thought we would need.
And at that point, she actually turns the flashlight off and begins to walk. And, so you see now that, your eyes kind of take a moment to adjust, and you can see she's like in a bathrobe, like slippers on, everything.
Whoa, this just got sexy.
After dark.
Silk robe, half undone. No.
Miss Joanna.
It's your tattoo.
It's so like, her hair's like kind of all wrapped up. She has the bathrobe on. Which, as she starts walking towards you, like cinches up tighter and everything, like up to the neck now.
Yeah, believe me,
You just ruined it, Kurt.
No. She doesn't trust Smokey, so that's why. So I understand.
Maybe she doesn't trust herself around Smokey.
Oh shit. Okay. Fan fiction. Here we
go. So yeah, she starts to, and she closes maybe half the distance, but she doesn't get like close to you. It's like I appreciate what you're trying to do. I just you've torn up the lawn. Like, you know how hard it is to grow what little grass there is here?
Smokey was gonna throw a cigarette onto the ground, but then holds it after Miss Joanna says that and just says, I promise you I'll find someone to take care of that. It was all everybody kind of running around and not knowing what's going on, so we just all figured we would just meet up here. It was a good central place, so didn't really think about the gardening, so I do apologize.
Your job from whoever it is, does this have anything to do with the what's going on, the explosion and all that kind of stuff?
We didn't get any details. Didn't ask. Briston was a bit brusque in giving us the order, and he gave the feeling of not asking any questions, but and Smokey shrugs and says, I'm kind of putting two and two together. I don't think there's any kind of standard runs that would be called out now after this happens. So I'm assuming it has something to do with what happened here.
Yeah, you got a good point. All right. Well, I'm sorry, gentlemen. Just do me a favor. When Huxley gets back, before y'all have to leave, just tell him to come in real quick. I just want to talk to him.
You got it. Or not. No,
right.
He said you got it.
And she then at that point turns the flashlight back on and shines it at you. And she's like, and remember the promise you made and what I said. Got it?
And Smokey will, I don't know how you look more serious than, but, he'll be very heartfelt and, he'll put emotion into it and just say, I do remember, and you don't have to worry about that.
And at that point, she then shines the flashlight over at Zuchy She's like, "You good?"
What are you doing here?
Yeah, he just gives a serious nod, says nothing.
Yeah. All right, turns the flashlight off again. It's like, all right, remember when Huxley comes back, let him know.
I will.
All right, and she goes back inside, and you see, like, she goes to shut the back light off,
She peeks
and
out
then
through the window.
and then her hand drops, and she keeps the light on as she walks into the house.
Smokey will elbow Zuchy and give him a shove and just say, "Good thing you didn't have to shoot her, huh?" With a big smile on his face.
He looks at him and like laughs, and he's like, "Boy, who do you think I really am? I tell you what. I mean, we have a quarrel. Let's just say that, but like, not to that extent."
Oh, don't worry. I would have hit her with the butt of my rifle, or my gun.
Oh,
so
jeez.
we wouldn't have to go that far.
That's enough, Smokey. Enough of that.
So Smokey will take a deep breath and just say, "Okay, that went a lot better than it could have gone a lot worse than that."
Notice why I didn't say anything.
Thanks for leaving it to me.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take all the heat from Miss Joanna. But he'll kind of Smokey will kind of fumble over his words a bit and just sign. So okay, let's wait till Huxley gets back and see what we're gonna do.
Agreed.
Speak of the devil. So
sex.
yeah. So Huxley, you have the equipment, right? How have you bundled the equipment up, or have you? Do you literally just have like armfuls of hospital equipment?
I mean, I don't remember if I said specifically, but knowing that I was going in to take multiple, canisters or whatever, I assume he took some sort of a backpack or something. And
sure.
then, stuffed a shirt, a towel, because I'm imagining like aluminum, almost like the CO2 cans for like paintball.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that they would like tink together, that he would have brought something or snagged, something once
like
he was
gauze or anything like that. Yeah.
And then just kind of like wrap them real fast, like nothing fancy, right? Like bottle towel. To keep things from jangling around.
All right. Yeah. So you've got your backpack full of oxygen. I'm assuming you grab like the other like hoses and a mask and stuff like that. Like
whatever would be necessary, in Huxley's experience to kind of get him set up. I think I might have grabbed like an extra, like a medical kit, like a first aid kit or something. I can't remember. I didn't go back and listen to the episode.
Yeah. Right on. So yeah, you have all the stuff that you need. Now you just need to get out with it.
He was out. He had made it back outside the building.
Oh, did you already make it out? All right, never mind then.
you could have me roll to get back to the house, but he made it outside the building. That I remember.
You already made it? Okay. If I made you roll for it already, then you're fine. Or even if we did it. So yeah, I didn't, for your sake, I didn't want to be like, and 2 minutes later you're back.
Yeah. It would have been funny if you run up with, "Hey guys, like I got crap."
Oh, all right. Well, 2 minutes later and you're back.
Like I think he's fast jog, run, speed walk kind of thing, and then sees the lights on and kind of like just freezes, sort of like in the backyard, like and then sees those two guys, and goes, "Hey, what's going on, guys? I got the stuff. Is he all ready to go? Did you guys turn the lights on?"
No,
And,
Miss
like he's
Joanna
looking
turned the
around
lights
like,
on.
what?
Miss Joanna came out and had a quick talk with us.
And like he just like crumbles. He's like, oh, no. It's what happened? Is she mad? Did she yell?
I'm sure she's mad. She didn't yell, but I'm sure the underlying madness is still there. No, we told her that Briston gave us a mission, and the assumption that we made and that she made was it was because of whatever happened around here. Who knows how that happened? I don't, whatever, and but
Mr. Smoke, you blew up that building.
I know, but you don't have to say it that loud. Miss Joanna doesn't know that.
Okay, right.
So obviously the best thing to do would not be tell Huxley that Miss Joanna wants to talk to him. But I think there's a part of Smokey that would probably do that. But I think the way he's been acting and feeling in the discussion he had with Miss Joanna before, he would say to Huxley, we told Miss Joanna that we had a run to do. And before we go, she said she wanted to talk to you. Now, I'm not telling you not to talk to her. I'm not telling you to talk to her, but I will leave it up to you whether you go in and talk to her.
I mean, I probably should, because I mean, we're gonna come back, right? I mean, we just have to get Brock out, and I mean, then we're gonna come back later, right? I mean, we can't stay in Tzaine.
That's the plan. Now, whether we have to stay a bit longer to try to convince them to take Brock or whatever, but I'm coming back. I don't got anywhere else to go. So yes, we are coming back.
Okay. Well, I mean, I should probably talk to her before we go, but I mean, I won't. I'll tell her what you said, that Briston said that we had to go, and it'll be fine, right? I mean, it'll be fine.
Remember, the most important thing is the less details, the better. The more details you give, people know you're lying. So don't try to over-egg it. So just say we have an urgent run to do. We don't know what it is. We didn't ask. We were all caught up in the moment of what was going on, and we took the mission.
Okay. Don't tell. Oh, okay. All right. I think I got it.
Hand. He writes it on his hand. No details.
All right, look, you get, well, shit. Let me get him set up first, and then I'll go in.
We told Miss Joanna we were in a hurry, but Huxley, there's really no hurry. So do what you have to do.
All right, well, maybe let me go talk to her first then, because I don't want to use up too much oxygen, because like I think it's gonna be fine, but if we don't have to open up the case, that's probably better. I mean, we have the extra, so we can, but
let's not take any chances.
Yeah, it'll be bad if he's exposed for too long. So he takes the backpack off, just kind of like holds it to you.
I'll grab it and then say, go see what your mom has to say.
Okay. I'll be back in a minute, I guess.
I'm hoping.
Kind of like trundles up the steps, like slow, dejected.
All right, and yeah, she is.
He probably knocks first.
Oh yeah,
like it's our house, but also like it's late. And you know what I mean. Like he's just like knock, Mom. And then opens the door and goes in.
Yeah, and yeah, she's sitting at the dining room table, which is like it's a small table, because it's just the two of you, right? Mm-hmm. But yeah, she's sitting there, and she's sitting there with like a coffee cup.
Sit down, son. We have to have a talk.
And yeah, when you knock and say like, you've kind of like peeked your head in, like taken a step in and knock. And so you see her reaction, and her head kind of like shoots up and looks at you. And there's a brief moment of like a smile that pretty quickly fades away.
Okay. I think he doesn't close real close, but like he moves forward, right? Like he's not like standing in the doorway, but like he doesn't. I don't think he comes over and sits down.
Right. Yeah.
Hey, Mom. Mr. Smokey said that you came out and you wanted to talk to me, so here I am.
I just wanted to make sure that you were okay. I was startled hearing the noise in the backyard and seeing the suits and then I didn't like how we left. And I understand you're going back out on another mission, but I just wanted to clear the air before you go.
I think he kind of looks away and then down and then back to her and doesn't say anything right away. See if she says anything else. He's not sure how to react.
Yeah. And you say she kind of sits there looking at you and waits a moment for a response. And then she said, I understand. Okay? I understand. I'm not going to pretend what happened was right on either of ours. But it happened, and I understand why. And I hope you understand why, too.
I think he screws up his face a little bit because he doesn't think he did anything wrong. But he also doesn't want to like get into a fight, right? Especially since they're leaving and like all this other stuff's going on. And he says, yeah, I mean, yeah, Mom, I mean, I get it. I guess like you're scared and worried and like it's dangerous and everything, but I mean, I have to help. I feel like I have to help. I mean, if we can be in contact with other people, and that makes things better. I mean, Anne is everywhere, and I mean, there's just us, and Mr. Smokey and Mr. Zuchy, they look out for me, and we're just trying to make things better.
I get it. Apparently I did too good a job. And she kind of like smirks a little bit, like trying to make a joke.
He smiles a little bit, right? Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Like, I get it. It's the job you're going on now. Are you going to be okay?
I mean, I think so. I mean, I had, those guys with me, and I mean, we haven't gone out at night before, so I mean, that's kind of weird and all, but I mean, we have the suits, and I mean, I think it'll be fine.
Where you going to this time?
Like he's just kind of like deer in the headlights. Look,
damn it!
I think Mr. Smokey said we were going back to Tzaine. Which isn't a lie.
No.
It's not a lie.
It's not delivered very convincingly.
Yeah, and she's like, I don't know why I even ask. I don't know anything outside of here. Is it safe at least?
I mean, we're in the suits, so I mean, Anne can't get to us, so I mean, it's just the people. I guess they're still people. So, we haven't encountered them at night, so maybe they're sleeping.
Just do me a favor. I know I say this every time, but be safe. Between what happened earlier and there's those people that they were looking for, and I know they're going to be dangerous. And so I just want to make sure that there's nothing more on you than the usual danger.
No, I don't think so. It'll be fine. I think he takes a couple steps closer. Between you and the therapist, like I feel like I have a place. Like I know what I'm doing. Like I have something to do that really gives me a place here.
And she kind of straightens up a little bit. Like she hasn't gotten up yet, but she kind of like braces herself in her seat. Says, well, make sure you get back soon, okay?
We will. We'll be fine. And I think he closes the last couple of steps. And if she hasn't stood up, he'll squat down and give her a hug.
Yeah. And yeah, she kind of like takes it at first, and then like takes it for a moment, and then gives you the hug back. And it's like full, like one arm around, other hand on like the back of your head, like pull it. And it's one of those like at first it's like that, and then like she pulls you in just like a little too tight, like getting you right in there. And holds it probably just a little too long. But then eventually like kind of like gives you a pat on the head and tussles your hair a little bit.
I think he like puts a hand on her shoulder and says, "It's going to be okay, Mom. We're gonna be fine. We'll be back."
I know you will. All right, I gotta go to sleep. You get out of here.
Okay.
Kids having me all up in the middle of the night.
He turns and starts to walk away, and then stops. And then it looks like he's gonna say something, and then he goes out the door.
I'm gonna make you roll on that. I am pulling in your home driver, and I am gonna make you roll a DL4 psyche check.
Okay. Psyche is not a good stat for me.
Oh, no.
I got a 1 and a 2.
Ooh.
That's a
say
no.
what you were gonna say.
There wasn't like it was just he.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like it's that movie shot, right? He stops, turns, but I don't have anything.
Yeah. All right. You know what? Then at that point, Miss Joanna actually does stand up, and she just says, "Huxley, you sure you're okay?"
He stops, like hand on the door, and he like he half turns, like he doesn't fully turn around, like he leaves his hand still on the door. He says, "Yeah, Mom, it's fine. I said it'd be fine. Look, we'll be back. I love you, Mom."
Love you too, son. And she sits back down again.
Like he waits a beat to see if anything what happens, and then if she sits down, then he goes out.
Yeah.
So,
That's the exact look on Smokey's face when Huxley comes around and Smokey is like you're in it's like a kitchen dinette area, and like Smokey is like up against the window, like outside the kitchen. And like Huxley comes around the corner, and Smokey's just like,
But I think Huxley's just like standing on the porch, right? Like the door closes, you get that slow close behind him and the click shut, and he just kind of stands there for a minute. I guess turns and then sees Smokey like
3 feet away from you.
So I'm assuming Huxley still has that kind of look on his face, right?
Yep.
So he'll reach out and put his arm around him and say, "All right, let's go save Brock and see if we can save the world," and kind of hustles him off the porch.
And I think he tries to hide it, but he kind of rubs at his cheeks. Okay, let's go get Brock ready.
So while we're walking over there, we're walking back to Brock and Zuchy. So could Smokey hear anything? I think he was going to go over just to see if he could hear anything, or if he started hearing stuff getting thrown around. But
fuck you, Mom.
Yeah.
Could he hear the discussion, or was it just Peanuts adult talking kind of thing?
No, go ahead and give me a brains check. Just to see if you could kind of exactly how good your perception is. DL3.
2.
So we'll say you couldn't make out. So the windows closed and everything like that. You couldn't make out the words that were being said. It's not, they weren't talking loud or anything.
Yeah.
But you could still hear and disseminate the tone that was being used.
Okay.
So you could at least hear that this clearly wasn't it wasn't an angry or contentious discussion. It was calm, it was polite. So
okay. But so I got a 2 and you said the DL was 3, right?
Yeah, so that would be a no but.
Or
No
no,
but.
No, but yeah, so no, you couldn't hear what they were saying, but you were able to figure out the tone of the conversation.
Okay. I just wanted to make, because so what I was thinking was if I could kind of get so obviously I hear the tone of it. There wasn't that much anger, but Miss Joanna's already.
Yep.
I'm already in debt. Anyways, right, I'm already in her bad books. I was gonna do a DM slide and just say, don't worry, he's doing a good thing, whatever. So I'm not gonna do that now. If I couldn't pick out the tone, but I just as long as we're not leaving on any worse note than I'm already in, then we're right. We'll just leave it at that. All right, we'll walk back over to Zuchy and get Brock ready to go and head on out.
There you go. Is there anything that Zuchy wants to do or say with Brock before you kind of put him away in his shell? All right, because you're going to be on this run for a while, not for a while, but for a long enough time that you're not going to be able to really see him while he's back there. So,
bye. No, I think he would.
See you later, loser.
Yeah, exactly. No, he would do kind of what he was doing with him before. He would kind of like pat his head and just kind of have his hand and have Brock's hand in his hand and be like, well, we're going to go on a long trip and we're going to put you in this little safety container here. And don't you worry. Everything's going to be all right. We're going to take good care of you. We got this there'll be enough oxygen. You'll be able to breathe all nice. It's going to be like a fun little, like sleeping pod. It'll be fun to just we're going to do all the work. You're not going to do any of it. So It'll be nice and fine.
Why don't you go ahead and give me a charm roll?
Why do I? I'm so charming already. I don't need any help.
You are very charming.
Let's see. Where am I at here? Charm.
Actually, let's say either charm or psyche.
Okay. Can I intimidate him? Nope, that's not gonna work. You're gonna be fine. All right, here we go. Oh, I got a 5.
Oh, nice. There you go. So yeah, as you're kind of saying this to him, and you're relaxing both him and yourself, right? And you get you're holding his hand and have your other hand on his head, and you get a slight squeeze from his hand. And you feel kind of a few different squeezes from him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think then Zuchy would be like, you'd like that, wouldn't you? Good. I'm glad.
Yeah, and he seems to be kind of set at ease with that. And you feel like the grip kind of slowly, it's not like he was tense before, but he's kind of he's been slightly rigid. And you feel his hand kind of relax after that.
Mm-hmm. My friends are gonna fix you up just nice. He'd probably say that once Hux actually comes in and starts, kind of hooking up or whatever.
All right, so yeah, once you kind of get him kind of settled in, Huxley can come in and try to hook everything up. Go ahead and just give me a quick medic roll in order to see, just make sure all your I's are crossed and your T's are dotted.
That's a 7. So he's got the IV in, he's got the oxygen hooked up, he's got all of the things that would be required to do stuff.
Yeah, of course it is.
Medical terms.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, so everything is hooked up perfectly. You got all the equipment you needed and then some. Figuring, you actually, in case there are any difficulties or any troubles that you run into, you actually have more than enough to make it to Tzaine. And so everything is clamped properly and cinched, and everything's in theory going to be a-okay as far as Brock in here is concerned.
Yeah, I think once he's done, I think he just turns to Zuchy and says, everything looks good. I mean, he should be fine. He's not going to move around, so nothing should come undone. So I think he's going to be fine.
Looks great, Hux.
Like, I think he just nods. He's yeah, okay.
All right. Yeah. What you got?
Are we ready to go? We should go. How are we gonna get out? Because we can't go out the front, right? And then there's supposed to be a side door, but we're gonna get in trouble if we use the other door, right? I mean, that's like an emergency.
Where on the perimeter is Miss Joanna and Huxley's house?
It's relatively close to the center of town. Probably off a little bit to the west, if we're looking at that. But you have kind of like the center commerce district next to the old factory. And then the hospital is a little bit off from that to the north. So, she lives pretty close to the hospital. What we said, like maybe 5 minutes away, if that.
It's close
so it's
walk,
all, yeah. So, not too far off from everything.
Because we are in a dome, right? Did we reestablish that we're in like a physical dome?
Yeah. Basically, they took, the mining, the coal mining facility that was here and built up and around it. So.
I mean, if we leave, they're going to know that it's us, right? Because we won't be here, and our suits will be gone. So I don't. They might kick us out when we come back, right? I mean,
what we're trying to do, and what we hope we're doing, is something that'll be very important for everybody. So I'm holding that in my back pocket as a trump card to get a bit of goodwill on our side. So I don't think whatever decision, however we get out, coming back in is going to be an issue, whether we're just going out for a stroll or, we're taking Brock. I think we're going to get in some level of trouble, but, I'll take most of the blame. I'll convince them that I hoodwinked you two, but if we come back with what we're expecting and what we're hoping, then, as we said before, every bit of knowledge is tradable and useful. So look, I'm used to getting yelled at. So if we get yelled at a bit, we can handle that. So,
well, but like usually, like, cause I don't think anybody runs at night, right? I mean, we haven't anyway. But there's not usually a lot of people like in the warehouse and stuff, right? Do you think we could like sneak out the front gate? I mean,
how did we get?
I mean, there shouldn't be a lot of people, right? Like, there's nothing coming in.
I wouldn't think so. I was trying to make a scene that people wouldn't be focusing on certain areas. So,
is that why you blew up that building, Mr. Smokey?
I wanted to distract people, and I really didn't want to run a bar. But yeah, that's why it was for a distraction. Trying to find my notes. Because how did we get Marla out? It was through the main.
Oh, you fucked up that chick.
I was gonna say there was a guard at the door, and we kind of messed her up. So we have to go through that side door, otherwise we're kind of
I was gonna say because we got her out through the main.
Yeah,
exactly.
Thing. Yeah,
I
just want to make sure
there's like the operator in the warehouse that you knocked out and got her out through the warehouse.
That's what I was trying to think. So whatever way that Marla went out, we have to go not that way. That's what I was trying to get at.
Yeah. I mean, if she didn't see, I don't remember if she saw you or not. So if
I
she
don't
didn't
think so.
If she didn't see you, then she just got, clubbed by somebody.
Yeah, but that doesn't. If you get clubbed by somebody, does it mean you're going to be on high alert? Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to roll those dice again with that. So we may have to find another way out. What is the
Okay.
other way out?
I mean, should we like call Mr. Briston and see?
I don't think that is gonna work again. I think we've used all the chits that had been stored up with Briston, so we're gonna have to do this one on our own.
Okay. Did we know where the other? Because I know we had a conversation about it. Do we know where that emergency? I guess there's probably more than one, right?
Yeah, there's a handful of emergency. So I believe from what we talked about before, you basically have three main options of getting out. You can either go out through the front door, right through the loading bays. You can go out through one of the emergency exits, but that will trip kind of like the emergency response of the null. And then there is the potential for going through the mines, which was kind of like a 50-50 on whether or not the exits still exist and how safe they are.
Mr. Smokey, you yearn for the mines, don't you?
Yeah, but I also don't know what condition they're in. I'm assuming, Jesse, it's been a while since they've been mined, or is it still an active mine?
There are the mines are still in operation.
Okay. I would say that we could go through the mines, but it's always tricky because you don't know. Some people aren't as safe and responsible with explosive as I am. So it's always a risk going through what state. If we go through one of the emergency exit thingies and we trip whatever alarm, that would just kind of feed into the fact that something happened here. Someone came in and blew up a bar. So maybe it wouldn't be as unexpected that would trip. But then I also don't know what the response to that would be. So
I don't know. No one's ever hit the emergency doors before.
Not that we know of, at least.
Do the mines lead outside the settlement?
Yes, I would assume so, right, Jesse?
Yeah, there were some old kind of pre-null passages that, like I said, they existed at one point. Whether or not they're still around and what condition they're in, you're not exactly sure. But they did exist at one point, and possibly could still exist.
My concern is if we go down into the mines and we get slowed down or lost, that's not going to help Brock. I'm thinking maybe we just make a break for it through the emergency exit and book it as fast as we can, right? Because as Huxley said, it's dark. We know where we're going, but it is also dark. And I'd say the most direct route is probably the best one. But, I'm up to hearing what your guys' thoughts are.
I mean, you have more experience in the mines than we do. I mean, we could swap out depending on how long it is, we could maybe swap out one of the bottles before we go outside. But I don't know. Zuchy, you're muted. We can't hear you. You have to turn on your mic, your head mic.
Sorry.
You didn't say over, Mr. Zuchy.
10-4.
This isn't a movie. I don't have to say over every time. We could get stuck in the mines for a long time, and then the oxygen might run out. We have to keep that in consideration.
That's my concern. Is we don't want to take any chances with we're going to be cutting it fine to begin with. We always plan to be cutting it fine and just make it. I wouldn't want us to add any other obstacles to that.
Okay. Well, I guess we should take the emergency exit that's kind of on the side where we want to go then. And then we could just go as fast as we can, I guess. I hope nobody gets hurt here. Because once the alarm goes off, I mean, it's late.
Well, Miss Joanna's already kind of awake, so if there's anything, she'll be coming around. It won't be as hard for her to come back around. Yeah, I think we just got to make it as deliberate and as straight as we can. We don't want to waste any time crawling around underground. Not to say that, if this was any other time and Brock wasn't with us, don't worry, I could get us through those mines. There's no worry about that. But I don't want us to get bogged down. We've got more important things to worry about than, going spelunking.
So meta. I do have mechanic.
Yep.
Did we roll electronics into that as like one
We did, yeah.
thing? So in theory, I could possibly disable the alarm.
Maybe.
Right. So then Huxley says, depending on how they have the alarm hooked up, I might be able to disable it. But I have to fix it when we get back because we wouldn't want anybody to just like wander in. Do you think it'd be okay if I was able to like take it offline? I mean, because you don't think anybody will come in, right? I mean,
I'll make sure no one tries to come around to it from the outside. Leave that with me.
Can I make a brains check? Is that something like where there are periodic incursions of and zombies that buff it up against the enclosure? Like, I assume that's something that we would know, like as a community, right?
Oh yeah, no, that's the whole point of the gnolls is that they're
Make it invisible,
effectively invisible.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not like there's like a constant bombardment of things outside. So,
okay. I mean, I don't think any of those people would come in. Maybe we could like just stick a stick through the door handle. I mean, we'll have to see when we get there. But I might be able to disable it, and then at least we can get away, and then it won't raise the alarm.
I've got something in my mind for the outside to dissuade anybody from coming near it. So you worry about the alarm and leave the outside thing to me.
You're not going to blow up the door, are you, Mr. Smokey?
I'm not going to blow up the door, Huxley. I promise.
Oh, okay, all right.
Smokey's laughing too.
So I guess we get in the suits then. If we're like, we may be getting in the suits while we're talking. I guess probably
Yeah,
right. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Seal up the container, and then Huxley would obviously do all the checks on you two guys, and then let you check me, and then head out to the emergency door that's on the side that we want to be on, if that's feasible.
Yeah, sure. It all depends on let's say that there's one, because you have the main exit on the southern side, let's say. So you have exits on the west, east, and north. So
Yeah.
west would be closest to you. The north would be kind of like the most what's the word I'm looking for? Tactical one to leave out of.
Well, I don't know that Huxley would think about it. It might make more sense to go at the closer one, even if we have to hook around, than try to get through town in the suit. And like, well, those fucking guys in their suits for.
Right.
But Huxley wouldn't say that. So he would start going towards whatever's closest to Tzaine, unless you steer him in a different direction.
Well, no, because I think Smokey was also saying, let's just make the direct route. So let's not try to tromp through town to get to a better, is it egress or ingress? Egress point. Yeah, let's just get the one closest to us.
So Huxley starts to take off, and you just grab him and push him in the other direction.
Yeah, that way.
Oh, okay. All right.
All right. So real quick, you said when you were, you're kind of checking out the suits, you're prepping and everything like that. Let's go ahead and just do the run prep in that moment, right? Like you're crunching all the numbers, you're just going over the suits, you're doing all that kind of stuff. So we'll just roll in here. I'm gonna test it, see if this works. In theory, this is a play test after all. So let's see if we can do it. So I'm gonna give you the basic numbers, and we'll see if everybody can crunch what they have and what they need to do. So the distance from Ingram to Tzaine is 18 blocks. So we basically need to figure out for each of you, you each need to figure out how many power cycles that's going to be, and what your total demand is going to be for the run.
This is page 44 in the book, or at least 44 in the book that I have.
Yep. So basically you just have to take your total speed and divide the total amount of blocks by that, and that should give you how many cycles you're going to be running.
And speed is our grace plus whatever's on the suit.
Correct. So as I have them so far, hopefully I'm correct. Total speed for Huxley and the Medicus should be 6.
I have 7.
You have 7.
So grace is 3.
Yeah.
And then I have +2 for actuators, +1 for the computer, 1 for the shock absorber, 1 for the gyro, and then a -1.
Oh, you have 1 for the computer? All right, sounds good. I don't have that. So
unless maybe that's changed. I don't know.
We'll go with what you got.
Okay.
So that's 7 for you. Huxley. So Smokey and the Boomer, I have at a 5 speed. Does that sound right?
Mm-hmm.
And then Zuchy and the T-71 is an 8.
Damn.
Nice.
Yeah, he's a fast motherfucker.
So 60.
So
oh no, wait, I divided it wrong. Never mind.
So are we rounding up or down? So that 18 divided by 7 comes out to 2.57.
So you round up.
So 3.
Yeah.
So 3 power cycles. Is that what that means?
That's correct. Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
3.6.
There you go. So 4 total for you.
Mm-hmm.
And then mine's a 2.25.
Nice.
Well, you have to be dragging me again.
So does he still?
So yeah.
Does he still round up to 3, or does it because the quarter does he round down?
Nope. So it always rounds up.
Always rounds up. Okay. So you and I are both at 3.
It's bullshit.
This stupid game.
Yeah. I'll take your math and shove it up your keister.
Well, so
it's
the
role
way
playing. I
it'll
didn't think
work
we'd be
out,
doing math. Come on.
Yeah. Boo.
So yeah, at that point you will then take your power drain, and how, so for instance, let's see, Huxley, your drain is 10, right?
I don't know. I don't see that on this sheet.
I have you at 10.
Okay.
And then how many cycles are you going to be running?
3.
3.
Well, I guess technically
so,
we're all running 5 because we're not any of us going faster than Smokey.
well, no. So it all kind of comes down to it's an individual basis,
Gotcha.
right? So with your 30, that is underneath your 34 from your battery.
Okay, so this sheet's probably no good anymore then, because I still have my power at 80.
Oh yeah, that's totally different.
I don't know if I have a new sheet then for the suit.
Go into the if you go into the Google Doc that I made that we have for the whole campaign, it should be, if you go into the Discord, it's pinned up at the top. And that has your the updated stuff.
Is it under Huxley or is it under
Yep.
my suit? It is
all that info is all in one.
Gotcha. So maybe that I don't have that for the computer then, if that's changed since the last iteration. Do you want to change it back to a 6?
We'll go through. No, so I'm just gonna swap it. You get a +1. I'm still iffy on what the computers even do. So I'm just gonna take away the research +1 and give you a speed +1.
Okay. I'll take it. Cool.
All right, let's see. I just want to make sure I'm doing this right.
I mean, that's fair. At least you should know what's going on.
All right. And then, so let's see. So what is, so we have 7, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. No, with your speed up, because it's 8. All right. So Huxley's drain is going to be 24 total, actually. So your total demand is going to be 24.
Okay.
Because the way it works is basically you can run 7 for one cycle. So you're doing 7 full for one cycle, 7 full for another one, and then an additional 4 of the quote unquote ends, which is just 1 power per.
Okay.
So you have 7, 14, and then 15, 16, 17, 18. So your demand, so you're going to have 10 reserve.
Okay.
Smokey's going to run into trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Because your battery puts out 25.
Mm-hmm.
But you are going to run into 3 full cycles and then 3 ends. So you're looking at 9, 18, 27, 28, 29, 30 full demand. So you're actually going to run 5 power short of the run.
Yeah.
And I think, Yeah, Zuchy's another one that I think you're fine, right? Yeah. Zuchy is with a speed of 8. Your demand is 2 fulls, 2 main cycles, and then 2 ends. So you're looking at 9, 18, a demand of 20 under your 25. So you have a reserve of 5.
Get in.
So the only troublemaker is going to be Smokey.
Okay. I mean, well, we have enough to help him if push comes to shove.
Yeah.
You will be shoving me towards
You will
the
be
end,
shoving.
that's for sure.
Now, luckily, between the suit and Smokey's just strength, your might, having Brock on your back isn't going to affect your drain yet.
Okay.
So I think we said he was like a 1 load on you. And you can carry up to 3. So you could, in effect, carry 2 more Brocks. You could carry 3 Brocks before it became an issue. So
cool. So I'll look over to Zuchy and say, did we agree that I was carrying him? Weren't you carrying him? And he'll smile and get all holstered up and whatever to just make sure that 5 extra power you got comes my way towards the end.
Of course. When it comes to my agility, I need to be free. So, it doesn't take you very much agility to light a match, does it?
Touche, Zuchy, touche. Cool.
all right. So yeah, you have a plan relatively.
Well,
yeah. I know Huxley has the equipment to do power transfers. So
because we did it. Yeah, we did it one of the other runs.
Yep.
In theory, I'm super good at
it. Right. So yeah,
Well,
we'll see how that works out for you.
And while Smokey's getting, Brock all the thing all sorted, and say, I guess I should since there's no bar to spend all my money in, maybe should invest that in a better battery. I don't know. He starts mumbling to himself, stupid power drain.
I feel like every time we go out on a run, Mr. Smokey, the way we have to calculate our power is different. I thought we upgraded your battery already, but it doesn't work like the way that I remembered.
I got to go back to see if I still have the receipt.
Commentary here, John.
Huxley turns and looks at the camera and looks back at Smokey.
Breaks the 4th wall. Look, we've been making too many good rolls that Jesse's got to put some obstacles in it one way or another. Whether that's rewriting the system, then it's what you got to do.
Who's Jesse, Mr. Smokey?
It's one of those things where when all of a sudden Smokey starts talking and he starts referencing out of world things, and you just hear him start going.
You can't hear it. Yeah, it's just in his own head.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, you have your plan. You have a rough idea. Let's have y'all break out.
Okay.
So are you trying to? It's tough. You're in suits. So you're not, like, as we've said before, you're not huge, but you're a little bigger. It's going to be hard for you to sneak through here, obviously. And in the end, you're going to set off the emergency alarms.
I'm gonna try to not set off the emergency alarm.
That's true. Good point. So what is so are you gonna actually try to like not draw attention to yourselves getting through town?
I mean, I assume we would try to sneak as best we can, right? I mean, keep in the shadows. If somebody's coming this way, we'll hook around a building and go that way, right? Like we're not just gonna walk through the middle of town.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna skulk. We're gonna skulk. You know, the best way to when you're somewhere you're not supposed to be is just act like you're supposed to be there. But you know, so we'll just walk normally as we would, but you know, we'll keep an extra eye out and be vigilant that if you know, ducking and hiding, you know, we're not gonna be creeping along.
Oh, Huxley's creeping.
Stand up
he does
straight.
Not get the memo.
You look suspicious. Stand up straight. We're all good.
All right. So the way we're gonna break it down pretty simple. The difficulty for getting through town from where you are to the exit is going to be a DL4.
Okay.
Depending on what you're trying to do and how you're doing it, there could be some edges or snags that take into account with this. You also obviously have all of your expertise and all that kind of stuff, as well as you're in your suits, so you have all that equipment available to you. We're going to break this down pretty easy into just unless shit really flies off the handle, we're going to break this down into just a single frame, like one moment of explanation for you getting from your house to the exit. But however each one of you wants to do it, have at it.
Huxley takes off at a low crouch. And like I said, would try to keep to the shadows. You know, he'd have his head, you know, kind of on a swivel. It's late, so there shouldn't be a lot of people out. In theory, right? I mean, there's always going to be people around, but yeah, I mean, he would essentially try to sneak to the exit. Yep.
Sounds good. All right, what do we have from Smokey and Zuchy?
Like I said, I think Smokey would just, you know, act like he's supposed to be doing what he's doing. So be very confident and just striding along. And he's going to rely on the fact that if someone does notice or stop, then he'll try to bullshit his way past them. He seems to be good at doing that. So I think that's what Smokey's gonna lean on that.
Is that a presence check then?
Pretty much, yeah. Oh, you're using the new lingo. Look at that.
Yeah.
I haven't put that out yet. You guys know John's the only one. I changed up like the names of the stats and all that kind of stuff to better reflect like runners and things like that. But I won't use that right now. We'll save that for next session.
Hey, look, as long as my bonus can be used against it, then I'm fine.
Numbers are all exactly the same. Don't worry. And how about Zuchy?
I think because of what everyone else is doing, because Smokey has Brock attached to him and is kind of walking confidently to wherever he's going, like he was gonna try to do kind of what Huxley was doing, but because his brother is kind of in the spotlight with Smokey, he would probably just walk next to him like nothing's even happening. We're just walking in our suits, just getting to where we need to get to.
Nice. All right. In that case, go ahead and give me whatever associated stat that you want to roll on. I'm assuming it sounds kind of like a grace and a couple of charms, or a charm and a psyche. And then we'll say with Smokey and Zuchy, you'll get the +1 from it being not a lot of people being out. so there's the slighter chance that you'll run into anybody. Huxley, you're gonna get yours kind of cancel each other out because you're getting a +1 from it being dark and late at night, so there's not a lot of people there. But at the same time, you're in a suit that makes a little bit more noise. So you're going to have that edge of it being kind of not as populated, but a snag of you being a little noisy. And considering that you are attempting to sneak, those are going to kind of balance out. So you'll be running at that plus at that DL4 still.
So do I still get my scout since we've sort
you
of
do,
rolled
yeah. So your bonuses and everything will still apply.
Okay, I got a 7.
Nice.
Huxley is
he
the
threw his
knight.
arms up already. He was saving those rolls for whatever. So
Right.
Yeah, like you steer him in the right direction, and he just kind of like hunkers down and starts to like take off into the shadows and assumes that you're following, and then gets like, not a runner block, but like, the town block. Like he gets behind a building and sort of like half turns and nobody's there, and he's like, he just keeps going.
How about Smokey?
Smokey got a 6.
Nice. That's
4
also
plus
a yes.
2.
And there you go.
Okay, my and is going to be while we're walking. Well, I guess let's wait to see what Zuchy gets because I don't want.
All right, yeah, there you go. What do we
I
have
also
with
got
Zuchy?
a 6.
Nice.
Oh, beautiful.
Because what I was going to say, Smokey's and would just be to tell Zuchy, while we're walking. He wouldn't say if you see anything flammable, but he'll just say, look, if you see any kind of wood or scrap lying around, can you just pick it up while we're going? And Smokey will do the same thing. I'm just looking for if, just random pieces of wood or timber or anything flammable like that. Not anything major, just,
Do you tell Zuchy that?
Yeah, that was my and. I was waiting to make sure that I didn't want to put anything else.
No, I
on
meant like,
you.
do you tell him exactly why you
Oh no,
need
I'll
it?
just say, Zuchy, if you see any kind of, scraps of wood or anything lying around, can you grab them as we go?
And he kind of side eyes you for a second, like, okay, what are we doing here? And he's like, all right, Smokey.
Trust me.
So she's carrying a pallet on his back and slung over his
Dragging
shoulder.
Yeah. All right, and what do you want for your end?
I'm going to tell you what I want, and I assume you're going to say no, but I'm going to say it anyway.
Not you. I'm talking to Kurt.
Oh,
Yeah, my time.
Zuchy's and is figuring out what the hell Smokey's up to.
Yeah. I think I think Zuchy's and is if at any point they run into anybody that he's just like, he just kind of does the thing where he's like, late night run, and then like just kind of walks and doesn't even like scoff, doesn't even take one moment else to like, describe anything or whatever. It's basically just, this is what I'm doing. If somebody gives me the side eye, and then we're still going.
Yep. Perfect. Yeah. It's the moment where you actually run, you come across one other person who is, maybe coming home from a late shift or something like that. And they see you and you kind of startle them a little bit. And you're just kind of calm. Of course I'm here presence. In spite of being in a suit in town, kind of like sets them at ease, and they're like, oh, okay, yeah, I suppose, all right, yeah, and they like waves at you and it's like, all right, have a good night. And like at first it's in their brain like, oh my god, but then like you just kind of, you act so nonchalant about it, it like goes right out of their brain, like you're just another dude on the street.
Yep.
If you're doing something that you could be guilty of, don't look guilty. That's always.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Exactly.
all right.
All right, John, what do you got?
And I disable the thing.
No.
It was worth a shot, right? You can always ask,
Yeah.
The worst thing you
but
can do is say no.
I assume not, but you got to shoot your shot.
So I thought you were playing into your and with you getting like far ahead of them. My assumption, so when you said that, my assumption was going to be that you could attempt to then start on the door before they get there.
Oh,
so
yeah,
you
that
have
works.
it
I'll
all
take that.
prepped for them by the time, so there's no extra time wasted.
Yeah. No, it was more a
that work?
narrative thing. Yeah, but that
Oh,
works.
okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Like I
Yeah.
get there early, I look around, they're not there. I'm like, what the fuck? Pull out the the toolkit, start laying everything
Huxley
out.
wouldn't say the F word.
No, he wouldn't.
Right?
Darn it.
What the fudge? Aw, darn. Aw, dang. Aw, dang, guys. Why aren't you here? Fudge it.
For some reason, as soon as I said the F word, the Alexa started going off. So I don't know what the hell's going on.
Amazon doesn't like you swearing, John, Kevin.
Yeah, so I would get prepped, but I don't think I would make a move until they show up in case I fuck it up.
Set it off.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Right? Because I'm like, it's just me.
Yep. You prepping, and you're able to kind of look over the door, see the mechanics, take this extra time. I'm gonna give you a +1 on the roll.
Nice.
Boom.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's about a minute or so of you being able to kind of lay out all your tools, get everything ready. Maybe like pull up the wiki of because there's like there's an intranet in the town, right? So like you pull up the wiki of like, hey, like if someone were to try to like
right. Well, if it's like one of the push doors, like at a like at a box store, right? Like you push the bar, right? So it's like you have to take the bar apart, or they're like wires that are like coming down. Is there like a sensor, or like he's trying to assess all?
You're able to like pull up like the repair manual that gives you extra little bit of information for it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, yeah. So you have everything prepped and ready to go for when Smokey and Zuchy arrive at the door.
Cool. Is it okay? You guys make it okay? I thought you were gonna follow behind me, and then you weren't there. So, I got everything ready.
If you hadn't noticed, Huxley, I'm got a bit of extra load on my back, and I'm a bit older than you, so I'm a bit slower. So don't worry, we were always following you. We knew where we were going.
Oh, I didn't mean you were old, Mr. Smokey. I meant I thought you were gonna.
Smokey starts laughing and says, "Just go worry about the alarm. It's all good."
Oh, okay. And then like he bends over again and like starts picking up his tools. And, like, no, not that one. I don't like that. But it's okay. Yeah, I think I'm gonna use this. And there we go.
All right, and this is gonna be a DL5. So this is kind of out of the realm of normal. What do we got?
8.
An 8. Jesus Christ!
I rolled a 2, a 4, and a 6.
Wow.
You gave me a +1 on my mechanics / electronics.
I did, yep.
Too. Yeah.
There you go.
So the end is that he's able to like bypass, like maybe he's got like one of those old mirror things or whatever. So like he's able to rig it up where like he can bypass the sensor or whatever. But like when we go out, it'll rearm the door because he was super concerned about someone coming in than getting out, right? Because we're all conditioned to like not touch the doors because then it's like a whole fucking thing, and there's all this paperwork and whatever. So it is able to finagle it in such a way that it'll re-engage the door, and then we can just come back through the front. And they're like, the fuck did you come from? That's a tomorrow problem.
So
right?
Does Huxley explain that to Smokey and Zuchy?
Yeah, I guess so, right? Because he would be like super proud. He's like, oh,
I was going to say, I thought Huxley would be like, yeah, he'd be excited that he did it. So yeah.
Oh, look. So if I use this, if I get this mirror right here and I'm able to like hold it up, it bypasses the thing, right? So then like we don't have to worry about the outside because when we go through, I can pull that off just as it gets ready to close, and it'll reset the door.
So then Smokey will just take a deep breath and big sigh. I guess we don't need this stupid wood anymore, and he'll throw the wood down and kind of knock the wood out of Zuchy's hands because we don't need this anymore.
What were you going to do with the wood, Mr. Smokey?
Was gonna light it on fire, obviously.
I thought you said you weren't going to blow anything up.
I wasn't going to blow anything up. I was going to light it on fire. I was going to try to block the door with a bit of flame and stuff so no one could get through.
But Mr. Smokey, the fire would go out. I mean, like after we left, right? It's not gonna.
Well, Zuchy and I got a fair amount of wood. I just wanted to make sure that there wasn't an opening for even if it was delayed a bit. Once we got through, I'm sure someone would have discovered that if the door didn't close, and they would have closed up the exit. But I just wanted to give it a bit of time to block it off. Look, I didn't say it was a smart idea. It was just what came into my head.
Foolproof prank. Oh, God, lad.
Mr. Zuchy, are you having a stroke? Hold on. I think I might have crash pads in here. Hold on.
It's looking around. Is your arm tingling?
It's been a long day, Hux. Leave me alone.
Can you smile? Lift your arms up, Mr. Zuchy.
Fine, I'm fine. Foolproof plan you got there, Smokey.
Yay!
I thought so, but
good job, Billy Joel. Mm-hmm.
All right, so yeah, you're able to bypass the emergency door, and there's kind of like a like with most of the things around here, a slight airlock situation, right? Basically enough so when they do inspections on the door and things like that, there's that added extra little protection. So there's enough for like one of you to get through at a time. Mm-hmm. So you basically have to like kind of open the door, walk through, close it, open the outside door, go through, close it, then the next person can go through. So you do have to do it one at a time. But you've kind of put everybody at ease that you've come across. You've done a well enough job disabling the sensors, and so I'm not going to make that a thing for you. So yeah, after a moment, all three of you are outside. You are in the ether now at this point. Hopefully on your way to Tzaine.
What does it look like at night? I don't know that we've ever been outside of the... I know Huxley, I mean, not that he remembers. Been outside of the dome at night. What is it?
Well,
9 million and zombies are right in front of us. That's when they come out, is at night.
I mean, we see like real stars. Is there like, can we see the Milky Way? Like, what's...
No way.
I'm going to see what the weather's like right now.
It's raining. Fuck. Sorry, guys.
No. So it's actually, it is at the moment very dry and not a cloud in the sky. So yeah, you see kind of the simulation that they attempted to do inside Ingram of a starry sky is an
Pale
Atari
comparison.
simulation, right? It's like doing a tour of the Vatican with PlayStation 1 graphics, right? It's not even close. You see an infinite number of stars with the streaking of the blue and purple of the Milky Way across the sky. A sliver of a moon out there, still casting a little bit of enough of a reflective light on the surface that you can see what's around you before like your headlamps automatically turn on because of the low light sensors. And yeah, the entire world around you is almost completely pitch black. Why don't you go ahead and give me a quick brains check?
Is this like an awareness?
Yeah, it's an awareness. We're doing kind of graduated. The higher you go, the better you'll see, kind of thing.
I feel like I don't want to make this check because I think Huxley is so in awe. Like we go out, it's dark, he kind of like looks around and then looks up and it's just like
right.
Like, holy
yep, absolutely.
shit.
That is perfectly okay.
So he's just kind of like spinning, like just looking around, you know, head up, not really paying attention. Oh my guys, this is, it doesn't look like this inside at all. Like this, it's amazing.
And I think Zuchy actually puts a arm on Huxley and he says, see, Hux, this is why sometimes it's okay to take a chance.
Breaking the rules is fun, Huxley. I think Zuchy's right on that.
I mean, I guess so. I don't like to break the rules, but like this is really cool.
It'll get even cooler the more we go. So you need a brains check, you said.
Yep.
4. Because I'm assuming my other bonus isn't going to affect this. So.
No.
Is there any bonus from the lights? Is it like a mechanical thing or no? The lights allow you to make the check. Otherwise it's dark, right?
Yeah, that's like your close proximity kind of stuff. But
yeah.
I got a 6.
How about for Zuchy? 6, nice. So yeah, as you're, Huxley is kind of in awe of the solar system above him. And Smokey kind of looks around and you're out there for a few moments, allowing your eyes to slowly start to adjust, and things in the outside world have pretty much gone quiet, right? However, you can see off in the far distance to the north a small hint of like city lights. And you see scattered about in a few different between the north, northwest, and west, the flashing blue lights of a few like cell phone tower signals and larger radio towers and things like that, kind of giving you a hint at where the signal is going to be strongest and kind of what is slightly out there, right? Zuchy, as you're looking around, you see the slight city lights to the north. You see the blue flashing lights of the towers and the signal around you. And you also do see they pop in and out very quickly. Not as if they're turning off and on, but as as a light kind of passes behind something, right? It goes dark, it goes out and then comes back into view. To the west of you, pops of tiny little red lights just kind of popping into view for a moment and then going away, and then another one popping into view and going away, and then 3 more popping in and going away.
Does Zuchy actually know what that means?
Give me a brains roll.
I'd assume that'd be part of the runners, like school stuff, right? I guess it's a matter of whether or not he
Possibly, yeah.
remembers.
Right, yeah, exactly. Yeah. It'll be
How much he
let's
studied.
say a DL3.
Well, that's not happening. I rolled 2 ones.
Oh.
Quick fail.
Mhm.
Yeah. I think
So hold on before you say
go.
something.
Go ahead.
I think that if I remember correctly, when we were in, I can't remember. My brain is always never trustworthy for stuff. But when that turret or whatever went off on us, whatever, that was a blue light there, wasn't it?
When we went to Tzaine the first time, you mean?
Maybe, yeah.
It turned. It went from red to green.
Oh, red to green. Okay, I was like,
Yeah.
I thought I remember a light there. Okay, all right. Then
Yeah.
So I'll follow up on that question with when we rescued Brock from the zombie horde. Did they have red lights on their devices while we were there?
None of them were wearing equipment.
Okay, gotcha.
None of them had headsets on. Yeah,
they weren't seekers or whatever.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
They weren't weaponized.
So basically,
exactly.
Yeah. So basically, Zuchy is gonna tell everybody what he sees.
Yeah, and we'll say too, you'll take that as if Zuchy wants to make that connection, I think it's logical that like you make the connection of the red light with the turrets and the alarm that you came across into Tzaine.
Yeah.
Red.
Yeah.
So right.
So basically he'll just
you don't know exactly sure.
Yeah, for sure. So he'll be like, so all these red lights you see here and here and here, those are threats. Like wherever you're going there, it's obviously it's big news. Okay. And then he points at the blue lights and he's like, I see all these cell towers and it's got the blue on it. My guess is that's Anne, and they're protecting that. So if anything, if we ever have, and God forbid we have to worry about anything with her, with Anne, that's where we'd have to go. But also that would probably be where it's the most dangerous.
Like he turns around and he looks. But we don't have to go that way, right? And like he'll boop 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 and like bring up the fucking holo map or whatever to look to see which direction we're going in and hopefully it's not to the west.
It's west northwest.
Guys, I mean that's the way. Like he just kind of points, kind of like in the general direction of where the lights are. It's kind of that way. But that's not Tzaine, right? I mean, that's not the gun. I mean, it's got to be something else, right?
So to put a pin in that real quick, because I think from when Smokey was looking around and what he was seeing, I'm guessing he's not on the same level as as Huxley and the wonder and awe of it all. But is there anything that jumped? I didn't have a great role, but just like from a vibe check of Smokey when he's looking out. I'm guessing Smokey's the kind of guy that's gone out after dark before, whether it was officially or unofficially, right? So did he? How did he feel when he looked out and saw the lights and the different, the towers and things like that?
You're used to seeing the blue blinking glow of all of the towers. That's not something unusual, especially in this day. I equate it to, how if you look out and you see like the red blinking light of a cell tower, right? Like chances are if anybody looks out, they'll be able to see one of those. It's basically the same thing except a blue light. Okay. So you'll be able to see that's something Smokey, the handful of times you've like snuck out to smoke a cigar on the top of Ingram, right? Like, like you've seen that. The one thing that does kind of, I'm not going to tell you how to feel about it, but the thing that you hadn't seen before, was that kind of little, glitter of city light from the north.
Okay. So to Smokey, that would be, well, that shit's far away, so I'm not going to worry about that, right? Okay, so wow, there's a new city out there. I'll put that in my memory banks. Maybe it'll come in handy sometime. So I think Smokey's reply to Huxley would be, you know what, whatever Zuchy saw out there or whatever we're seeing was there in the day anyways, right? So we've gone out and done runs, and whether we've noticed it or not, it's still there. I think we're seeing it at night because it's dark and they're flashing. So it's not anything to be more scared of than it was in the day. And maybe it's a bit of a bonus that we can actually see it at night. So let's use that to our advantage. If it is something that is to be wary of.
Yeah. And Zuchy basically is like, Hux, do you want to like maybe like pin all of like what you kind of see? Like I understand like it's like you can't judge the direct distances of stuff like that, but you could probably put it on a map, like, okay, around here is where the red lights are, right here where the blue lights are, so we can kind of, even if we're going in that direction, we can kind of maybe plan a way in.
That's actually a good idea. That's probably a good idea. If you could get a scan of in dropping some pins in, where those things are. As I said, they're there in the day. The fact that we can see them at night might help us during the day or coming back not to run into anything.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's a good idea. And like, he just turns and he's got his arm up and he's, trying to look. He's I didn't even see that over there. And like, pins in, like he's looking and trying to like judge and make calculations, like how far, I think the city lights might be in comparison to the blue lights. And he'll just drop like a handful of pins and put like, approximately blah, blah, blah. And like, we're here and like, here's our pin. And then like, it looks like it. And he's typing some notes. And then he, pins the red lights kind of in the direction we have to go. Do our lights switch to night, not night vision, but like red night light, so it doesn't fuck up our vision? Like, is that something that they would like? Do they generally like also run at night? Is that a thing where we can like flip the filter down so it like doesn't?
Yeah, sure. Why not? I didn't even know that was a thing. So go ahead.
Well, right. So like in combat, they've got red filters for the like flashlights.
Filter, yeah. Oh, all right. Yeah.
Also you're not alerting everybody either.
Yeah. It's harder to see. So I think as he's pinning the red dots, he's like, put your red filters on. It might not, like, whatever that is might not it might think that we're whatever that is if it sees a red light, and it we won't be able to see this far, but the light is like more natural, right? With the night light. Yeah. And like he just starts, fucking cycles through to the red filter.
And when Smokey does that, when he's flipping his filter, he'll say, "It's a good thing I have a helmet on. I won't be able to smoke and mess up our night vision." So, and then he flips on the red filter.
Great idea.
Because that's what you see in war movies all the time, right? The guys that are smoking always get picked off first.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, Huxley starts he has his map up. He starts pinning all the stuff. He's like, so you guys go into red mode and turn that all down. And yeah. So as you're standing there like, okay, I think the distance is about here, and trying to pin everything in. We kind of have one of those blue lights that Huxley's kind of focusing on as it kind of like blinks in and out and blinks in and out. And the camera kind of sees that and then trails down the radio tower that the light is up on top of. And as it kind of comes down, there's a little bit of a flash of a red light out in the background. And then the camera kind of holds on it for a brief moment. And then there's this big red circular light that kind of just flashes right in front of the camera first before everything goes dark.
Ooh, I like it. I mean, I don't like it.
I don't like it.
I like it. Yeah.
Good for the viewer, not good for the players.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Look, that's a problem in a month from now.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of that, we'll talk about it afterwards. But speaking of in a month, but anyways,
Okay. Yeah.
as an aside.
Yep. All right. Does anybody have anything to plug or pimp or share? Yeah, Kurt, I know you got stuff you want to. Should be.
Oh my God, it's exhausting how many things I got going on. Make sure you listen to the MFG Cast podcast. We've got John and I are playing a core noir themed game right now. As far as I'm going to be putting this, as far as tomorrow, I'll be putting out our finale for season 3. So then it will be rolling into season 4. Also, we've got some fantasy role-playing D&D, if you want to call it that, but we kind of break the rules and everything like that. So it's John and other John Neary. We're playing that. That's going pretty swimmingly there. So we'll be on the role-playing side of things. We're always alternating those. Also, in between that, we're doing board game episodes. The last one we just talked about basically kind of getting ready for game night. And like being able to be prepared for it. And if you're teaching it, instead of just being like, oh, here, let's take the rules and go. We're talking about like how you can kind of get going with your game night a little quicker. Also, we're doing a live stream basically every couple of weeks ish. If we can get together, we're doing another new whole campaign of fantasy role playing with Jesse and John, other John, and Leslie. So we're doing that. So if you go to our YouTube channel and subscribe there, you'll be able to catch that. And you can find us on all the socials. We're not doing much, but every once in a while, post a couple things. So
Cool. All right. We have our Patreon up. If you want to throw a couple of credits our way, that's cool. Ratings and reviews on iTunes or whatever your podcatcher of choice is probably helpful. We appreciate you watching, checking it out. Feedback's always appreciated. We are also on all the social media things. I don't post as much as I probably should, but it's whatever. Doesn't really matter. Thanks to you guys for playing. Jesse, thanks for running. This is a fun game. I like this one. Cool. Thanks for checking it out, and we'll catch you next time.
Peace.